Mr. Ronnie, citizen of the world from New York, has lived in Germany, Belgium, and many of the states in America. Currently lives in Krasnoyars, Russia. A teacher of English, teaches children to speak fluently, also an actor, singer, rapper, artist, proofreader, computer tech, and a father. And that is his real job. Communicator with a special skill of listening.
Okay, I would like to say Happy Women's Day, International Women's Day, to all the women here today. Also, I would like to say Happy Mal- Malinitsa pancake. How do you say it? How do you say it? How do you say it? Maslenitsa. Yeah, my Russian. Why can't we be friends? Well, on behalf of all Americans, I sincerely would like to apologize. Apologize for the deployment of weapons of mass destruction on the Russian economy. The intercontinental KBMs. I'm talking about KFC, Burger King, and McDonald's. Oh boy. We're going to destroy you 1 calorie at a time. Now, you can laugh, but in about 5 years, you're going to see some of the fattest young Russians run around saying, I'm loving it, I'm loving it, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay, now, why can't we be friends? Well, first of all, the language. I personally struggle with the Russian language. M, V, T. What the hell was St. Sirius and St. Methodist thinking when they wrote that stuff? Oh, boy. Now, I would like to introduce you to someone. This young lady back here, and this is my wife. Her name is Yula, Yuya. I still can't pronounce it. Okay. Now, if you want to blame someone for my inability to speak Russian, there she is. Blame her. Blame her. Go ahead. Okay. When we lived in America, I used to have huge parties, and I would have a lot of friends over and many Russian friends. And I wanted to impress those Russian friends with Russian greetings. So I asked my wife to help me, and she did. So she taught me some Russian greetings, and I couldn't wait to introduce these to my friends, Masha, Dasha, Sasha, Pasha, and of course, Natasha. Well, that day came, and one by one they entered. And I see a kid him like, what's it? Huli Perperso, Zakunis. Don't listen to this. Zanitsa. So, Suka, black. I've never heard from them again. So this is my issues with the Russian language. Have you ever? And I was thinking that this is an international audience. Is there anyone from someplace other than Russia here? Raise your hand. Show your hand. Okay. Okay. One person. It's all Russians here. Oh, okay. Yeah, we are in Russia, aren't we? Okay. So basically the lost my train of thought here. Hello. Okay. Now, my question. Have you ever shopped in Russian magazines? Show of hands. Yes? Okay. Now, in Russia, you call shops magazines. Russians shop in magazines. We jack off in them. So the translation is a little different here. Now, I'll tell you a story. Recently, I went to buy a pair of jeans, and I went into one of the Russian magazines. And as I walked in, the woman, the salesperson, greeted me, and I found the pants, and she directed me to the dressing room. So I walked back to the dressing room, and I looked back, and she was following me. And I said, okay. I mean, not that I'm not used to being followed. As a black man in America, you walk into any store, everybody's watching you. Surveillance cameras, store detectives, a closed circuit TV, CNI dogs, everybody is watching you. So I'll go into the dressing room and I'll try on my jeans. These jeans, in fact, here, and I came out with the pants unbuttoned a little. I wanted to see how they looked in the big mirror. And as I stepped out of the dressing room, I looked to my left, and there's the sales lady staring at my crotch. She says, "No cock." I looked down to see exactly what she was looking at, and I said, "Beg your pardon?" And she said, "Again, no cock." So I got very angry. I said, "Devuska, if you paid more attention to my small hands than my crotch when I walked in here, you could have saved yourself a walk." Nigga Gavari. So, okay, help is on the way. As some of you learned tonight, that I am a teacher in the kindergarten. And I teach young Russians excellent English, articulate English, and they're going to be some of the leaders of your future, of their future, but of your country later in life. And it's a trade-off. They actually help me also. They teach me new and exciting language. They told me that this language is actually going to help improve my Russian, and I should share it with all of my American friends. They taught me keywords like pichka and poof and kakashka. And I can't wait to use this language. So, nigga Gavari. Okay, now, one of the real reasons that we can't get along, seriously now, is because of what's called the Red Scare. Have you guys ever heard of this? Anyone ever heard of Red Scare? Red Scare. Okay, yeah, exactly. They in America they told us that the Russians are going to nuke us, scared the shit out of us. So we you want to know what they prepared us to do for these nukes? You want to know? They told us, listen, they showed us films of nuclear explosions, and they said they marched us into the classroom, and they told us to hide under these impenetrable barriers called school desk. Yeah, exactly. No shit. They told us to hide under the school desk, and there's this explosion and fallout happens. You won't have a problem. Nigga got believed. But started with McCarthyism. A Republican senator named Joseph the Drunk McCarthy decided that he was going to even the score with the Democrats and the Republicans. That the Democrats were controlling the House and the Congress and making all the laws, and the Republicans needed a way to change that, reverse that. So what he created was the Red Scare. And he said that the C word, shh, had infiltrated the radio guild, which was back in our modern day Congress. Communism. You know, as all Americans know, you guys are still communists. We all know this. Nigga got So Americans are really infatuated with the alphabet. We have the C word, the N word, the F word, and now the damn T word. Nigga got I'm talking about Donald Trump, the T word. Good grief. Okay, so I went through the same school system as Donald Trump in New York. He was in the upper class. My poor black ass was in the lower class. Poverty stricken like a motherfucker. Okay. Now, That didn't go over nicely here. Okay, let's try it again. Now, the okay. Now, what's up with this new Cold War? As if the old Cold War wasn't bad enough. You want a Cold War? Bring your ass to Siberia. That's a Cold War for your ass. After that, you won't want another. Okay? All right, thank you. Now, what are your questions? Thank you.